notification that we're recording now?
Yeah, got it.
So basically, the entire idea with Vrex as a solution is to communicate projects or project models in a way that everyone can understand. And because traditionally, or up until this point, you basically have two ways of discussing construction projects. Either you wait until sort of construction has started and you bring the stakeholders on site and you do a site visit. That's very common. Typically, that's the point where you involve operations, owners, and something, because it's so much easier to get a feel for the actual solutions and the current state of the project when you're able to visit the construction site. But of course, the downside with that is that it's horribly late and a lot of the design decisions are way past and decided. So changes at that point is a nightmare. So the only real option is to do sort of the group reviews, but you do them either in a big meeting space or you do it on Teams. And you basically have one person controlling the view for everyone else to sort of be a part of. Of course, that's a decent approach if you're a construction engineer, but as soon as you're sort of outside those who use or do construction planning on a daily basis, it's very hard to get the understanding of a construction project this way. So what Vrex does is to sort of pick the best of both worlds, unless you do the site visits inside the project models, even from the early design and engineering phases of the project. So we do support VR headsets, we do support regular screens. As you know, we do support the cave solutions, and you can mix and match all of these. So the entire idea is to be able to include everyone who's needed to be included in the discussion in a way that they're comfortable with and at a much earlier phase of the project, so they can actually do all the tough decisions where you're still only on the digital side of the project. And so we have many reference customers who sort of have gone from this way of discussing or involving people, this way of doing the design reviews, into using Vrex, like I explained, to do the reviews inside the models. And they report that not only are they able to sort of cut decision-making processes by 90%, but they say that they've never been more confident in the decisions that they actually make in the project. And of course, the reason for that is that Vrex and VR and combining everyone in a collaborative settings give everyone a better understanding of the solutions and the spaces. They get better and more active discussions so that they more easily are able to utilize the expertise they already have in the project, right? Because they are the masters of operating these plants. They are the masters of maintenance and the actual need they need in their operative business. But this sort of gives them a better platform of utilizing the expertise they have, and they're able to do it at an early stage of the project. So by doing that, of course, they get the better feedback and discussions in the project, and they're able to do the decisions based on more informed basis. And that will show itself when you actually get to the construction site and all the sort of difficult problems have already been taken care of. You don't stumble upon the problems in the construction phase. You have discussed them in the planning phase.
Yep.
So that's the entire point. And then in relations to how this compares to, let's say, VR Collab is two things. One is sort of the size of the projects that we support, how easy it is to maintain and invite people throughout the project lifecycle. And in terms of features, like point cloud support, the different wide range of integrations that we have, how we can absolutely combine the cave solution with VR users and screen users. And yeah, I can basically showcase that in a demo, or that's probably what you would showcase in the demo.
Yeah, can we jump in? Can we jump into either the normal or cave view then and have a bit of a look around one of the projects? And
Yeah,
some of the features, like, are there section cuts? Are there taking labels or notes in things? Or what's a typical review session look like?
Yeah, so I'll do my shared screen. I will bring up my Vrex session here. So let's do two small things first. One first thing is right here. You can see sort of this flickering surfaces. I guess this is lagging on your end, but that team's doing the lagging, not Vrex, of course. But with any other solution, we haven't seen this. But what we have is something we call flicker reduction. You will put this on. You will put it on the layers if you have the different files like me. If you have one big Navisworks project, we'll do on the objects, but it does the same. You'll see that now the entire project is completely calm. And this makes a huge difference when you talk about standing inside. Maybe not a cave, because the cave is always still unless you navigate, so it's not horrible in a cave. But once you add VR, it's absolutely horrible with the flickering. So just having the functionality to make this appear calm, that's massive. You can see
so
that
it's great. I noticed when you made that change on my igloo, the flicker reduction came across as well.
Yeah, exactly. So anything you do in our Vrex projects is synchronized between everyone, because it's absolutely critical for any design review session that you see and talk about the same things, right? So if I turn off the architectural layer, it's turned off for you as well. If I turn off this, it's turned off for you. So now you do see basically what I see.
Yep.
Cool. And let's just have a quick look. So I would say that this is a small to medium project in a Vrex setting. It's absolutely possible to put in way bigger projects than this, and most of our customers has way bigger projects than this. And you will see that any other solution starts to struggle even at the size of this project. So,
what is the backend? Is it Unity as a rendering engine or custom?
Yeah, so it started with Unity, but there's nothing left of Unity. And basically, we have rewritten our own rendering engine. We've rewritten everything. We're converting everything into our own custom file formats that's binary and optimized for reading the way we need it to be read. So there's not much left of anything.
Yeah, they're great. So yeah, you don't have the restrictions of Unity. It's a bit more optimized for high load models.
Yeah, exactly. So how this would typically then work out is that I would probably be the meeting facilitator. You would be someone who needs to have a say in it. And if you're inside the cave, of course, I would navigate the cave for you.
Yeah, so what I might do, I'm going to share my screen now.
Okay.
And just so it gets recorded on the call, but keep going on your side. And what we will see here. All right, so this is what is happening in the cave. And so do you want to take us through a bit of a design review?
Yeah, this was an interesting view. I haven't seen this before. That's cool.
So this is the cylinder which we have in our office here in Melbourne. And this is the long strip going around the cylinder.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, so what I would do is I would let's have a look. I shouldn't have been in the cave mode, but that's not a problem. So what I would do is, let's say I want to discuss something specific with you or your team. So I would go to this location. I would either have a preset agenda here, so I can create that on beforehand, or I can do it.
So what I might do here, so this is, I guess, the view that you're looking at here, not in the cave view. So what I guess we need to get to the point of today is I need to be able to drive this. So I guess I can fly around. But if you're the leader like this at the moment, can I fly around still, or do we keep a separate joined viewpoint?
No. So you can absolutely fly around. But what I was going to propose and that you would do as a leader is that I can just make sure to go in here and do gather all. And you will see that you will now be teleported to my location. You will now face the direction I'm facing, and you will see what I'm seeing. So now I can start to discuss this specific location with you. And if
so that looks great, but I think the small issue I just look at here is I guess the igloo view hasn't followed us. And so
exactly. So the one controlling the cave needs to use the cave computer to allocate the cave location. So what you would do now, if this is the cave solution, you go into the navigational mode. And then
how do I do that?
It's the first. There we go. Yeah. And you just do sync cave. Yeah. So if this is now running on the actual cave, this will be synced into the cave.
Yeah. Cool. All right. So yeah, that's the cave view there. All right. Great.
Yeah. So then you can see that you have some.
So a quick thing: is there a tablet version? Is there something like do you know how people are doing the reviews inside an igloo space? Are they something where we always have a lectern and this is full screened on the lectern and the presenter does it, or is it where you can have a tablet view and I can stand there on the tablet and kind of navigate and have the cave follow?
So Vrex is a high computational solution. So you need basically a Windows computer, and we have two options. Of course, if you want to use it on the tablet, you need the Surface tablet. That's perfectly fine and it runs on a Surface tablet. Or you would use our streaming service, which lets you start Vrex in, let's say, AWS Melbourne instead of on your computer, and it would sync to either your tablet or VR headset. So that's an option.
All right, cool. Most of the installs here, we have a lectern that rolls into the space, and that this view would just be full screened. And so there would be a touch screen in the space, and then you would have this. And then as well, does it support the Igloo controller? Do you know how are you aware of how we have a tablet with a gyroscope in it to do flying around and a game controller?
Yeah, I believe it actually does, but I have never had access to that myself, so I don't know firsthand. But I think some of our customers have piloted that for us, and I would think that it worked. But
all right, cool. Well, I'll test that one in the office tomorrow and give you some feedback. And then, yeah, all right. Without that, we just, you have a Microsoft Surface to fly around. All right.
Yeah. So then you can see on the left-hand side, you have cave follow position and cave follow rotation. Typically, we see that you don't enable that because it's sort of a bit confusing standing in cave when things start to navigate. So what we typically see is that you would use the application to navigate to where you want the cave to be and see, and then you sync the cave, and then it's basically just one transition into the location.
Yeah, cool. All right, so that sounds like a great feature.
And then you can have multiple preset locations. So now, if you just sort of the easy way of it is if you go to the user tab, it's next to the navigation button that you have activated. It's the small face with a 1 on, 2 to the right. There we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
So on the users, this was the notifications. Yeah. So you do have the gather roles. That's one way of gathering people. So it's just a quick and easy way of gathering everyone to the location that you are. So if you have VR users, they would also be teleported to this location.
So yeah, if we had two igloos on different sides of the country, or one in India for Chevron, or somewhere else, one in Perth, we could sync the two together. All right, cool.
Exactly. And then the second option, and I can just talk you through it really quick. If you go to the flag icon in the bottom right, you can see the small and white flag in the circular button.
Yep.
Just click that one. So it asks you to first manage a BCF source. Just click the button. You will get, if you just go on top BCF zip, that's fine. It's the most basic. It doesn't utilize any integration. And just click the plus to create a new file. You can import these files from anywhere. So you can take basically your issues from, let's say, Revisto, and you can enable that as teleportation spots in Vrex. Just press confirm. Yep. Now you're set with the actual source, so you can X out the window. There we go. So now the first thing it asks you for is to take a picture. This will both be the preview of the location and the actual location for this this issue that is called.
Which way typically does it go? Is it a case of people are creating issues in here and then taking them back to Revisto, or people are creating issues in Revisto and then talking through them in Vrex?
Yeah, definitely the last one. So it's Revisto would be where they manage their project, right? It's where they do the task and the tracking of all the different tasks. So it's just for those discussions that need a better way of discussing it than what Revisto has to offer that you would bring into Vrex, and just getting that agenda point across and using it as teleportation hotspots. That's sort of the big ease of value is. Yeah, and you just click through it and you're good. Just click next. All the details here are just in case you use a management system. At one location, you can just go to the second button there, the one that looks, there we go, issue manager. You go into the BCF zip. Before this makes too much sense, I would just advise that you just navigate away from where you are, just so that you see how it works. So just navigate anywhere.
Yep.
Yeah. You can open the issue. You'll see all the details you wrote, and you go into the viewpoints, and you can see that you now have the option to teleport yourself or teleport everyone in the call together with you to this location.
Yep.
And then if you saved it with a cutting plane or selected objects or hidden objects, you can press the buttons to get those settings back on. So it does save the state of the cutting planes and the visibility as well.
Oh, yeah, that's great.
And it also carries that across from Revisto, of course. So if you have that enabled in Revisto, it's a part of the open BIM standard. It's basically just a...
Yep. And so is there a demo scene or something that you can share that essentially has a heap of issues in it already and a heap of hotspots where all the section cuts and stuff are done? What is the London office showcasing when they do this? This plant looks nice and detailed, but is there a demo scene that has a point cloud or a photo mesh around it and also a heap of issues as well?
Yeah. So if you just now turn around to the left, all the way in the back there is the point cloud. So if you just navigate down there.
Fortunately, I'm in TeamViewer, so I can't fly quickly. Is there a way of point to jump?
Yeah, you can just right click to navigate down there if you want to. If you just right click, it starts to take you there. And you do have a speed slider at the bottom left, so you can increase the speed if you feel it's slow. There you go. And you just need to click once or twice to get through objects and through the point clouds to navigate into it. Try once more.
No. Oh, there we go. I can, yeah. And so is there things like point settings? Can I in here go and make the points bigger and smaller and things?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you go into the layers tab, it's next to the yellow icon that's showing up now. And you can see all of these are the models, but at the very top, you have the point clouds on its separate tab, all the way on the top of that window.
Oh, yeah, got it.
So this is the point cloud scans. So here you can make the points bigger. But what I suggest, if you can see that small icon that doesn't make much sense, but it's next to the person icon just above there. One more, there we go. So what this button do is specifically, it will make the points of bigger surfaces bigger without making the points of the small detailed areas bigger. So it's a nice way of sort of getting a good volumetric feel without losing too much of the detail. So by going into this setting, you actually get quite good volumetric feel without losing too much detail. And you can still go a bit up on the point side so that you just get a bit better fill in for the existing environment. So you can combine the two. There you go. And you get a nice representation of the point cloud. Of course, running this in VR is super heavy, so we have tried to find sort of the soft spot between performance and the usability to carry out the use cases you need.
So yeah, so I guess in Igloo we haven't really gone anywhere. So then I'd want to go to sync my, was it under here? No.
Yeah, you got it.
Cave follow position sync. Yeah.
Yes.
And then here, cool. All right, looks great.
So this would typically be done. So we can create a preset list of issues that it creates. We can make it as complicated or easy as you'd like.
So just for my thing, I go issue manager, and then I would do reload viewpoints. No, what do I create? A new one?
Yes. So when you create a new one, you use the flag. So that you have the flag. Oh, there we go. This is just a guide to create a viewpoint from scratch. It's just the first time when you haven't defined the BCF source, it talks you through creating the BCF source first.
Oops. All right, next.
Yeah. So.
And then viewpoints.
Yeah.
Is there, how do I get a list view or back?
Yeah, so you can see the top window. Yeah, you found it. But basically, you have the up there we go. So this will always be your issue list. If you
where is the one? Because there point cloud. So I hit refresh and point cloud comes up. Cool.
And then you just click into it, and you have the description. You click viewpoints, and you have the different options to navigate there and put the cutting planes back on, etc.
Yeah. So cutting planes. Can we go through that one? As that's one that I think is quite powerful.
Yeah. So you will find any tools in the solution at the very bottom left on the wrench tool that you already have activated. So you can see the wrench tool that activated the line on top. You have the laser pointer you can draw. You have different options for the object. You can just try each and every one. So that's the pointing.
Drawing is a 2D drawing, or is that 3D?
Yeah, so now you're drawing in the air. It's 3D drawing. But if you
cool.
see all the way on top, on the draw section, you can see that it's drawn model instead.
Yeah.
If you want to draw on point clouds like this, I would suggest to just make the width of it a bit bigger, because it's hard to see on the point clouds when you have that small of a drawing. But it's easier when you go a bit bigger.
Yeah, cool.
And then you have on the model tool, you have 3 different things actually. If you just go to the box icon at the bottom, you can see now you have select. If you just click any of the 3D objects, you'll see that it's highlighted in blue.
Yep.
So this highlights something for everyone. Of course, if you just do reset all and you select the hide object instead.
Sorry, where was reset all?
It's below the
Oh yeah, got it.
Yeah. And then you
cool.
have
and can we hide objects? So let's say I want to hide this wall. I guess the point cloud's not a great spot to be, but let's go out of the point cloud. If I want to go and hide this, I can select it and then
So just to reset all first.
Yep.
And can you see sort of the eye icon with this line above it, right next to the yellow finger button?
Yep, got it.
Yeah, no, the eye as in the human eye, not the eye. The letter I. That's confusing. Okay, and anything you click now will disappear.
Cool. And then reset all will bring them all back. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. And you have undo as well. And then for the eye inside the circle, the letter I, you can access the metadata information for any object. So if you click it, you have the attributes and properties, and you can navigate and get into any metadata.
Cool. And this is something that I guess only appears on the main console window. This isn't appearing in the Igloo window, is it?
No. Oh, that's probably right. Yeah, that's right.
No, that's fine. It's the same as Reviz 2. It's one that we do get asked about a lot, but we'll leave that for another day.
It would be absolutely possible for us to display this information in the cave if you feel that's relevant. It's just a matter of defining the user interface you want to use, I believe. So it should be fairly simple.
Sure. All right. How do we do section cuts?
Yeah, so you can see the scissors on that same line.
Yep.
So now you have it placed. So the first thing you do is to point to any object, and it will align to the surface axis of that object. So you can basically align it to any surface, any angle. Yep. But once you place it, you have 3 options. So you can see the red and blue sort of circle icons between the on and off, underneath the on and off.
Yeah.
This adds additional planes. So you'll see the x-axis, y-axis, z-axis if you just click them.
Yeah.
And of course, if you need the other half of it, you flip them around the center with that button underneath the circle.
Yeah. And if we go and look in here, actually, then I've got to go in here. I think it was this one. No, this one. And we want cave follow position. Yeah. Cool. All right. Looks great.
So, nice. So if you have cave follow position, it will always follow you when you navigate. If you have cave follow rotation, it will always follow you when you rotate your screen too. So I would much rather sort of for the user experience of the cave, suggest to leave those 2 off and always click the sync button. It's basically just more comfortable for the people inside the cave.
Sure. And then to reset, so I turn this off and we're back to that. All right, cool.
Yeah.
And then if I, at this point, go and let's say set up a section cut I want, then if I go and do an issue in the issue manager, it'll save all that stuff. Yeah.
Exactly. And the only thing it doesn't carry across of information, if you have a look at the layers tab in the bottom left next to the wrench icon, you can see the layers. So if you go back to the models.
To the what, sorry?
On the models, you're now on the points cloud tab. If you go to the models, it's just on top of the window.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah, so due to how the open standard works for these kind of issues, it doesn't translate across the visibility of files. So you need to have the file visibility on the same settings as when you save it. It's been sort of proposed to improve the standard and include that, but for the time being, they don't include files. So just make sure that to get to the exact same setting as you have in your pre-made issues, you need to have the list of the visible objects the same before you utilize it.
Sure. And so, this model looks great, having a point cloud. Is there a set of issues? Like, can you, I guess, have a heap of issues like icons in the scene where you can see all your issues and navigate to them, or people are mainly controlling the issues just through here in the issues tab?
Yeah, it's here through the issue tab. And the reason for that is that most customers actually use these issue management systems. So they wouldn't even sort of handle the files, because if you go into BCF sources, if you just click the next one to the list that you're in, there you go. If you go here.
Oh, which one? Sorry, this one?
Yeah, this one to the left, sort of the database symbol.
This one, yeah.
Yeah. So if you go to manage BCF sources,
yeah,
people or many companies would utilize one of these. And when they utilize one of it, we will add Revisto, by the way. So within the year, Revisto will be on this list as well. But people usually utilize sort of the issue management and the tracking of issues in one of these systems. And then you don't even use the BCF zip, you just connect directly to that system. So how maybe Burns would use it or how someone else would use it, they would typically use one of these systems instead of having sort of this file that I suggested to you, just because you probably don't need to worry about another system.
No, that's fine. What it is useful for demos is there a BCF zip for this demo file or something that so what I best talk to Jess or Ben or someone that's demoing it in London, and I ask them if they have a BCF with a heap of already set locations and issues that they've created for an igloo.
I would suggest that I haven't talked to him myself, but I don't think anyone in igloo is too advanced with showcasing it. So I think sort of the call that I had with Duncan and the new sellers of igloo in the UK was the most sort of hands-on demo that any igloo people have had. I think the others have had a higher level of sort of dialogue with Rune. So I think when we talk about going in and defining these issues look good in the cave and it's perfect solutions to showcase this and that, I think that is something we can work out, and I can prepare that file for you. Or if you want to experiment on
it'd be one that might even be good to me create, or I'll talk to people here, because I guess we've got multiple solutions. So this one here at our demo space is just a cylinder with no floor. And so I think having it so it works in the cylinder is the best thing. But the one in Houston, and when I try and show this to Chevron and places, they will essentially have different viewports and different things. So but look, we can work on that together. And what would be, if we were to do that and we wanted to share and sync things, what is the BCF portal that we would use for this?
Yeah, so basically, if you just click the settings tab on that or the gear icon, these are absolutely super small files. You can see that it's just a BCF file. The only thing in a BCF file is the image and settings. So it's super small files. So I can definitely just, we can find out what file we want to use. And then you see the paper icon. That's the import BCF. So once we have the file, you just do import BCF. It will be a part of your project. And only the one who needs to do the navigation needs this file.
Yeah, cool. All right, great. All right, so cool. That's issue tracking. I think that's a great highlight of that. I think we've done, I can see you here. We've done navigation. We've done section cuts. I'd say that's probably enough for, I guess, a demo of what I see people doing demos. Mm-hmm. Are there any other features that I guess you think we would demo? Because I think most of the demos I see Igloo stuff doing are just a light, quick demo of like, all right, here we fly around, here we show off people doing it, and then it would be introducing to you guys to kind of show some more advanced functionality.
Yeah, so I think at least when we talked to Burns about it, of course, they were blown away by the possibility to connect the cave with the actual users. So if you look at the cave now, you can probably see that I'm now in the vision field of the cave, right?
Drop down, I've moved around, so you might want to fly around again.
No worries. I can see if I can
I'm in the point cloud, yeah.
Yeah, but you're in the point cloud. Cool. So you probably see me now.
Yeah, I can see now. Yep.
So sort of how you can interact with the cave and VR solutions. For them, that would be sort of they can bring in project teams or management groups into their cave, because that's typically what sort of the management team wants to have and discuss. And they can connect their key engineers or their project manager remote, and they can absolutely have a live discussion between the cave and the VR users. That was the absolute groundbreaking thing for Burns, and he jumped that opportunity to bring in the management team to do a demo to talk about how this could actually change things massively for how they carry out some of their projects. So I don't think necessarily it's a matter of features. Of course, the main features with VRX is that we handle massive projects and point clouds, and we make it easy for people to involve others. That's sort of the main usage areas. Are you there?
Yeah.
Hi. No worries.
So yeah, so that's enough of the recording. Let's stop the recording, and then if you could export that for me, I will just keep that as a shared resource internally to help people understand how they can fly around and do basic usage.
Yeah, I'll stop recording right now.